Welcome back to National Geographic Travel Show. Today I will be visiting the site of Pompeii, a Roman resort city located in the Bay of Naples. I will be your guide while we investigate the vast and complex story of Pompeii. Welcome back. Pompeii was discovered by a man named Domenico Fontana, and we have asked him to give an interview on what he has learned from Pompeii.
When me and my team first discovered the ruins of Pompeii, it was covered in about 6 meters of ash.
Wow.
Once we had first cleared the ash, we found thousands of casts of not just people, but cats, dogs, and other animals too.
That's so sad. When do you think the eruption happened?
Well, according to our sources from Pliny the Younger, the data found that the eruption occurred from Mount Vesuvius had to have happened on about August 24th, 79 AD.
That's a while ago. Can you tell by the ruins how many people may have lived in Pompeii before it erupted?
Well, we found a good amount of data, and we think there's about 11,000 people that lived in Pompeii before it erupted.
That's not bad. Thanks for answering these questions.
No problem.
Behind me, you can see the ruins of an old amphitheater. Here we have an archaeologist who has been studying the ruins of Pompeii for many years.
Thank you. As you can see the ruins, Romans, especially the rich ones, loved their plays and gladiator fights.
What do you mean by gladiator fights?
Gladiator fights could consist of anything from a man versus a man, from a lion versus a man.
And earlier you said something about plays.
Yes, plays are also a very, very prevalent form of entertainment.
Any other thing you'd like to share?
Well, in 59 AD, a riot broke out that closed the amphitheater for years.
What other forms of entertainment do Pompeians have?
Pompeians also drank a lot because Pompeii was famous for its wine. And through a lot of research, we have found that Romans probably had quite the nightlife due to bars and gambling.
Now here we have some interesting artifacts in the lab. First, we have this piece of metal.
That piece of metal is actually what Romans used as mirrors while they would put on their insane amount of makeup.
And what about the papier-mâché mannequins?
Oh, those were actually casts of real people found in the last moment before death.
And what do they tell something?
Yes, they actually tell an interesting story. We found one cast that was surrounded by a group another cast, and which leads us to believe that those other casts were slaves dressing a woman. It was very common in ancient Pompeii for a rich woman to be dressed by their slaves.
Well, that's neat. Again, we have brought some artifacts back to the lab. Here we have a statue of some person, and we have a lead pipe.
Yes, the lead pipe is actually a pipe we found underground that connects system of water pipes under the streets. This was a water system that brought fresh water to everyone.
That makes sense, but what's the statue for?
Well, the statue was actually found at a burial site outside the city. People made lots of statues for fancy miniature buildings to commemorate their lost ones.
Well, you learn something new every day. Boom! That was some loud thunder.
That wasn't thunder, that was seismic activity.
Would this happen often in Pompeii?
Yes, it would, but people didn't think it was thunder, they thought it was just the gods.
Speaking of the gods, how did people usually worship?
There were many temples, but only priests could go in. Other people weren't allowed.
Did everybody in Pompeii believe in the Greek gods?
No, the Egyptian religion was also very popular, especially among the poor and oppressed. And the bocce cult was just excessively drinking all day.
That sounds fun. Now we're at the bottom of Mount Vesuvius, and we have a seismologist with us. He is here to tell us the history about the volcano.
Hi, I can tell you some facts about Mount Vesuvius. When it erupted, at least 1.5 million tons of lava per second. This left Pompeii totally covered.
Was this the first time Mount Vesuvius erupted?
During my research, I found that Mount Vesuvius could have erupted over 50 times before the eruption of Pompeii.
Were you able to find out how long the eruption lasted?
Yes, according to my calculations, it lasted about
the National Geographic Channel. Next week, we have Anquila Grumio, a love story.